Okay guys, Sean here, and today we're going to talk about Black Clover chapter 195. But before we talk about 195, let's talk about 194 a little. I just wanted to point out a couple of points. So the first thing we have to actually understand about chapter 194 is the fact that Charmy is a human dwarf hybrid. Now what this means for the series going forward is first that there is another race called the dwarfs, which seems to have, I don't know, but apparently has mana levels almost equal to, or should I say above, that of the elves. Now there's a lot of theories out there talking about the four races, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. What this means going forward is that we might have heard the story of the elves. Perhaps the dwarfs will give us another perspective as to what happened. So it was really interesting to see that Charmy was this human dwarf hybrid. First, we knew that Charmy was very strong because she had these mode swings and she would wreck opponents easily. Opponents which other members of the Black Bulls would struggle against. Charmy would one hit KO them. So it was kind of, explaining what Charmy has been doing ever since the series began, and what in a way to express what this is. So Charmy is easily able to match Rhya, an elf who's insane in terms of mana reserves as well as magic itself. I've always said that Rhya has, or should I say Rhya has, one of the most broken magic types in the series because it's limited only by his or her creativity. So it was kind of weird to see that not only was she matching up to Rhya, but she was also causing a lot of trouble, giving her a lot of damage. So it was really weird, but I was really impressed with her transformation, and that's one of the reasons why I think this chapter was definitely one of the best we've had so far. Now that Charmy is a human elf hybrid, she is able to damage Rhya to the point where she actually enables Asta and Mimosa to let her handle Rhya herself. We also saw Noble struggling against Fana, because Fana is one of the strongest elves, and she definitely has an insane fire type magic which seems to have some sort of phoenix like properties. So Noah was struggling and Jack comes in. I found this kind of weird because Jack and Yami were one of the first to get into the Shadow Palace, and it was kind of weird to see him come and support Noah. It appears he had been roaming around and hadn't found an opponent to fight against, but it's still weird because Frigorion and Melioriona just got in a couple of moments ago and they're already fighting opponents. So I found this kind of a little convenient, but it's fine, especially since we know that Noah was not gonna take out Fana. She tried all she could, but it was not enough, and I believe she's going to be supporting Jack, who will definitely be able to take out Fana because he has plot armor blades. The moment he slashes you twice or thrice, the blades learn the properties of your magic and you're done for. So Jack, he's gonna take out Fana. Now what I found interesting was the fact that Asta and Mimosa on their way out found Baval, and if you guys don't know who this elf is, it was probably a mid-tier, or should I say above mid-tier elf they had previously met before, and he was strong, but it appears he was knocked out by someone who had neither elven nor humanoid magic, and that's where a couple of eyebrows were raised because we never knew there was another race other than the elves and we were introduced to the dwarf. So many people might have thought at this point that it was a dwarf who had done this. Now so moving forward, we find who's going to face three top tier elves, Petri, Rhya, and this new guy called Lenno. And what I found funny about this was the fact that Rhya states at some point when is easily able to evade he and Petri's attacks that has innate potential exceeding that of Leak, but it appears that statement was poorly translated, or there was some translations mistakes, and people have been telling me that it actually meant that Yuno's innate potential in itself could equal that of Leaked or rival that of Leaked, but not exceed it. So let me know your thoughts about this. Do you guys believe that has more potential to grow than Leaked, or do you guys believe that Leaked is just too overpowered for him to be compared to the likes of So is going up against these three elves, and what I found funny was the fact that he was easily able to evade Rhya and Petri's magic, which means that can actually fight toe to toe against these two. But it appears Lenno is a mystery. First, because he appears out of nowhere and grabs pendant, and that's where the problem starts because wants the pendant back, and it appears his magic is much more of a dark type of magic where he's actually able to swap things he's already come in contact with, and that's one of the reasons why he was able to speed blitz and get the pendant. Then he actually proceeds to mumble a little, and it appears Rhya gets what he's saying because he actually states that with this the debt is paid, and Rhya flinches a little and asks Lenno why he just lied, and then Rhya himself is attacked. So surprised, Petrie himself is surprised, and I believe Rhya himself is surprised, but it appears Rhya's last statement is the key to find out who Lenno really is. Now, a lot of guys have pointed out to me that the elven markings Lenno has are similar to that of the demon that appeared previously, and obviously if this is the case, then it means Tabata, I'll really have to clap for him, because he had us fooled ever since chapter 1, because everyone believed that the elven markings look more like licks, but it might have been Lenno's doing all this while. So Rhya ends up saying his reincarnation is. We don't actually know what this confirms, but next chapter is probably going to pick up from here. What I personally think is the fact that Lenno might not have died with the elves and might have lived throughout up to this point in order to get the opportunity to do the same thing he did over the years back, and that is summon the demon god. I don't know whether the witch queen's account of leaked summoning the demon god was the truth, or it was a misinterpretation, given it appears she herself was alive during that time. So it's going to be really hard to understand what Lenno's aim is, because he easily took out Rhya, who was probably one of the strongest elves there is. So I don't know whether Petrie is going to be any match to him, and people speculating that Petrie might be enhanced with this. I don't actually think that's the case. I believe he's as surprised as is. So let me now talk about what Lenno's ambition is. Obviously they've got the final pedestal, and it'll be really fun to see what Lenno's next move would be. I believe his next move might actually have to do with leak, so it's obvious that might be meeting his father anytime soon. Also, it's important to note that Asta learned from Mimosa's magic that was fighting these three guys, so Asta has also heard right there, and because he has brought armor swords, it's going to be very important to help him fight against this Lenno guy, especially since the Lenno guy is able to speed blitz people and bore holes in people's bodies. I believe Asta's key is going to be very, very important against fighting, in fighting against Lenno. So that's all I have to say about this chapter. Let me know thoughts about the chapter in the comment section. Definitely 9 out of 10 because of what was revealed, and I'll see you guys in a real bit. As usual, I'm your host, and this is bye bye for now.